Hey guys, what's up? I am back with another speed test. So in this video, I will be comparing the Samsung Galaxy S23 Ultra against the Samsung Galaxy S21 Ultra 5G, and the S21 Ultra 5G is powered by Qualcomm Snapdragon 888 SoC with a 12GB of RAM, while the new S23 Ultra is powered by Qualcomm Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 4 Galaxy SoC with a 12GB of RAM. So on the back we have a quad cameras on both phones. S23 Ultra has a 200 megapixel OIS main camera, while the S21 Ultra has a 108 megapixel OIS main camera. Both phones also has a 12 megapixel ultra wide. We also have a 10 megapixel telephoto lens which give you a 3x optical zooms on both phones with OIS. We also have another 10 megapixel periscope lens which give you a 10x optical zoom with OIS. And the back on both phones is made up of glass. On the S23 Ultra, Coring Gorilla Glass Victus 2, while on the S21 Ultra we have a Coring Gorilla Glass Victus. And the frames on both phones is made up of armor aluminium. Also on the S21 Ultra we have a camera bump, as you can see, which is made up of aluminium, which you didn't find at all on the newer. Also on the bottom we have our USB-C, and the S23 Ultra is give you a S Pen, which you don't find at all in any other smartphones. So nice to see we are getting S Pen in the S series. And both phones also has a stereo speakers. We also have IP68 water and dust resistance. So I am very excited to show you that how is the S23 Ultra is gonna perform against the 3-year-old Samsung S21 Ultra. So now let's quickly boot both of these phones up at the same time. So logos came up first on the S23. And the good thing is that both phones is running on same Android 13 with Samsung OneUI version 5.1 with August security patch. So let's see how both phones is gonna perform. So you can see, and the Galaxy S23 Ultra is faster when it comes to booting up, and the S21 Ultra also right behind there. We have a 2 or 3 second difference between these devices when it comes to booting up. Guys, now let's talk about the displays between these two devices. And the newer S23 Ultra has a 6.8 inch Quad HD Plus dynamic AMOLED with LTPO 120Hz refresh rate with Infinity O display on the top. Also we have 1750 nits of peak brightness, while the Galaxy S21 Ultra also has a 6.8 inch Quad HD Plus dynamic AMOLED with LTPO 120Hz refresh rate as well. Also on the top we have Infinity O display. Also we have 1500 nits of peak brightness, and the curved it is more aggressive on the S21 Ultra. Also we have a boxier look on the S23 versus a rounded look on the S21 Ultra. I still like the rounded look. So guys, everything's closed up in the background. No application is running in the background. Also we have same Wi-Fi network on both phones. And the first application I'm gonna launching is a phone dialer that is very similar. As you can see, animation feels really smooth on both phones, even on the S21 Ultra. So now let's open settings, that is also very similar. And now let's go to the display. So you can see we have adaptive 120Hz refresh rate on both phones. On the S23 Ultra we also have extra brightness option. Now check out some more apps. Amazon Shopping, and that is very similar. Scrolling feels really smooth, as you can see, no issue whatsoever. And now let's open this tab. S21 Ultra is taking the lead. So now check out some games application, and this area we should see a difference, I hope, between the Snapdragon 888 versus the Snapdragon 8 Gen 2. So now let's start off with the Candy Crush Saga. Exactly the same on both phones, I did not expect that. Instagram, exactly the same. Let's pin out. It is slightly faster on the S23 Ultra. So S23, I feel like it is only faster in games. And now let's see Snapchat, similar. Spotify, that one faster on the S23. And now let's see Subway Surfer, Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 versus Snapdragon 888. So you can see both phones is perform exactly the same. So let me show the speakers on both phones. So here is the S23 with max volume. And here is the S21 Ultra. And the speaker settings, I would say, little more louder on the S23, also has a lot more bass. And now let's see Temper and 2, S23 and S S21, both phones is perform very identical, but in games we slightly have a difference. So S23, it is only 1 second faster. I did not expect that, and the gaming performance, it is also much more better on the S23 because we have a newer hardware. And now let's see PUBG. So S23, it is 2 seconds faster this time. Also in that game we have smooth graphics with 90 fps on the S23 versus a smooth graphics with extreme frame rate. And also and a Snapdragon 888 is produced a lot more heat. It is also not as stable as the latest S23 Ultra, which has a Snapdragon 8 Gen 2, which is based on 4nm architecture. Now let's open X, and that is slightly faster on the S23. And now let's open Zedge, and Zedge, it is also very similar. Scrolling feels really smooth. As you can see, 120Hz, it is even really stable on the S21 Ultra. Samsung is really improved this device a lot. So last time launched in the cameras on both phones, default camera application. So let's see which one will open the camera faster. S23, it is slightly faster. As far as the camera performance are concerned, I feel that the camera performance, it is slightly better on the S23 because we have newer hardware. So now let's look at the front facing camera. So S21 has a 10 megapixel, which looks really soft, while the newer S23 has a 12 megapixel, now with autofocus. Okay guys, now let's see internet browsing speed. So I am using Samsung internet on both phones. Also we have same Wi-Fi network, wikipedia.org, that is very similar. Scrolling feels really smooth, same thing with zooming out. So now let's open this tab. Similar performance. Scrolling wise, both phones is easily handle the 120Hz. Next on the list is Samsung.com, and Samsung.com, it is slightly faster on the S23. Scrolling wise, no issue whatsoever. As you can see, 120Hz, it is silky smooth. Really impressed by the performance of the S23. I know if I have a Exynos variant, it is not as good as a Snapdragon variant, but with the S23 all around the world we only have a Snapdragon. So now let's see RAM measurement on both phones, very interesting part of this video. So both phones has 12 GB of RAM. Phone dialer still there. Settings, Amazon shopping, let's see Candy Crush Saga, Instagram, Pinout, Snapchat, Spotify, Subway Surfer, Temper and 2, PUBG, X, Zedge, and last we're back to the internet browser where we left. As you can see, excellent RAM measurement on both phones. And guys, what I have to say regarding the app's opening speed, as you can see that, and the Galaxy S21 Ultra is performed head to head to the Samsung Galaxy S23 Ultra. And guys, while I'm holding this device S21, it feels more hotter as compared to the S23. Again, in the speed wise, S23 and the S21 both phones is perform identical. I would say only in system based application, as far as the games are concerned, it is a 1 or 2 seconds faster only on the S23. So also in terms of the RAM wise, in that area both phones is perform excellent in the RAM management. Not a single refresh on both phones. And guys, over I have to say, if you have a Samsung Galaxy S21 Ultra and you expect a crazy performance jump, as you can see, we don't see a crazy increase. So now let's talk about the battery sizes. And both phones has a 5000 mAh battery size, and both phones also support 45 watt fast charging. So that's about it, and thank you so much for watching this interesting speed test. I hope you like this video. So do let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and subscribe to my channel for more videos like this, and follow me on Instagram as well as on X, and I will see you in my next video. Peace out.